Today's episode of Hot News, unfortunately, something happened with the audio recording, so it's just going to sound a little bit different. Nothing changed. The microphone settings are exactly the same. Something just went wrong in the capturing. I will take this to remember to get a backup audio file for whenever we're recording Hot News in the future, so thank you so much for bearing with our technical difficulties. Now let's get into the hot news.
This is a feature that I've been waiting for so many years. I can't believe it took this long for them to roll it out, but AirBnB is finally doing the right thing. Yes, PlayStation 5 now gets SSD updates as well as the Billion plays for the RickRollionis. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can get my hands on. While you enjoy your breakfast, we're going to be going over the tech news. So why don't you sit back, relax, enjoy that little bowl of Wheaties you got right there, and let's talk about Airbnb. Finally, this is something that I desperately have needed, especially when I go on business trips, are adding a way to have Wi-Fi speeds integrated into the listing so you know what type of internet connection you're getting. This is something that I've been so desperate for. You may remember that Hot News went on the road not too long ago. We had to go on a 7-week journey for my son's therapy all across the state of Florida. We had to stay in 2 Airbnbs for 3 weeks each, and I just had to guess whether or not the Wi-Fi was going to be good enough. I could ask the host, but they'd be like, yeah, you can watch Netflix, no problem. That tells me nothing about my ability to upload or download YouTube videos to actually perform my job. Thanks for nothing. I really appreciate you just checking out the fact that Netflix is loading 10 things I hate about you perfectly well. My only backup plan was that I was going to use unlimited mobile data in order to get things uploaded. Thankfully, I didn't have to. It ended up working out. But now, with this verification where they can actually input these details, Wi-Fi speed going to be sortable on Airbnb. This is something that I have wanted. It's in the US right now and will expand globally in the next coming weeks. Why did this take so long? Oh my gosh, this will make trips so much easier. I won't have to guess whether or not I'm going to be able to work. Thank you, Airbnb. Roll this out basically everywhere. And I am going to roll into today's episode sponsor.
Today's episode of Hot News is brought to you by Green Man Gaming and their Summer Feast sale. From now and running until the 5th of August, PC gamers can pick up some sweet summer savings in Green Man Gaming's Summer Feast. Featuring over 3,000 on sale products, each day will see the addition of 50 boosted deals that will feature market-leading discounts across 5 main categories. You got sweetest deals, you got big flavor, tiny prices, the full works, top picks, and feast specials. These boosted deals can be identified by their special corner flash, and although these hand-picked products will be on sale throughout Summer Feast, customers looking for the best possible discounts should pick these games up during their 72-hour boosted period. Some of the boosted deals appearing during the sale will include brand new historic lows on Hitman 3, Necromunda Hired Gun, Outriders, Days Gone, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and more. It's also going to be matching historic lows on Borderlands 3, Narita Boy, The Outer Worlds, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Red Dead Redemption 2, Resident Evil 3, and more. And if you're new to Green Man Gaming, why not pick up their XP Starter Pack, which will get you access to exclusive Summer Feast discounts, 3 great free PC games, exclusive discounts on hot upcoming releases, and credit to spend in the sale. So check out Green Man Gaming and their Summer Feast at the link in the video description. Big thanks to them for sponsoring today's episode of Hot News. Go get yourself some games on sale, my friends.
You might not be able to play those Green Man Gaming games on PS5, but you can play PS5 games on PS5. And now, if you are in the beta program, you'll be able to get the software update that allows you to add external M.2 SSDs to that little M.2 slot. So then it technically would be internal, but it's not side of the board like the other ones. The big caveat here is that you're going to need fast PCI Express 4.0 drives, not the normal ones. This has to be over 5,500 megabytes per second. Sony having a list of ones that they're actually approving: Samsung 980 Pros, Western Digital SN850s, Seagate's coming out with Fire CUDAs that are specifically designed for these, because it's not just about the read and write throughput. There's other technologies in the caching that Sony's going to need in order for the games to be implemented properly. But you will be able to download games onto the drive and kind of act like it's just like an extension of the drive that's already in the console. I think this is a bit more convoluted than the way Microsoft did it, which is just like a plug-in cartridge, which makes a lot more just general consumer sense. This feels more PC oriented, where you just have to tinker with it a little bit, and then you could get, you know, like an 85 terabyte PlayStation 5. But it's now rolling out. I applied to be part of the beta program so that I could test this when it did roll out, and Sony decided not to give that to me. And I don't know how many times I didn't give Noctua the respect they deserve simply because of their color schemes and how it didn't match anything else in my system. Well, now they're partnering with Mito, a popular keyboard and keycap designer, to potentially come out with some stuff that could help you accessorize to make it so that you match all of Noctua's good stuff. Check out this classic edition keyboard, an aviator cable. The Chromax edition looks absolutely beautiful. I would definitely be interested in this. I would be interested in novelties. We'll leave links in the video description in case you want to fill out the Google form where you could potentially be part of this program where they might end up coming out with some Noctua flavored stuff out in the future. Speaking of the future, let's get into the Cryptostonks. Bitcoin up 1.16%, being at over 40 grand. While I'm recording right now, over $40,000. That's a whole cannoli right there. Ethereum up 5.4% to be at 24.05, just having a good last few hours. Dogecoin up 1% to be at 20.5 cents. Meme Stonks, however, not necessarily doing as well. GameStop down 2.5% on the day to close at 164.86, and AMC closing down 2% to 38.13. And also, urologist, enlarged prostate, do this immediately. Try tonight. Ad blocker can't get them all, folks. But let's talk about a different stock that's not necessarily a meme stock, but is doing really well. AMD breached the $100 price point, which means that they have increased like thousands of percent ever since Ryzen launched. This is absolutely crazy. Year to date, they are up massively. Over 1 year, they're doing all right. Over 5 years, you can see it's just crazy. And this is probably one of the highest points that they've ever been, closing down 102.95. Absolutely beautiful. Another meme stunk that was last year's meme stunk, Tesla, actually is now rolling out software updates to their cars again because I don't know if you know this, but they didn't really add any features so far in 2021, which is atypical for Tesla. It used to be on like a quarterly cadence that you would get a rollout, and it just stopped after the end of 2020. Well, now you get Disney Plus and car wash mode, which allows you to like disable features, and it can like roll and do the whole all the stuff that like allows you to be in a car wash, especially since there's sensor chimes that like go beep 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 whenever you're too close to something. And so the Tesla will disable that because you know you're getting smacked in the face with all those roly foamers. Elon Musk also announcing that Tesla is going to have its AI day on August 19th to just go over all of the AI stuff that they're doing both in software and hardware. Elon Musk communicating that this is for recruiting purposes to get people to join their teams rather than probably showcasing something that we haven't seen before. Although if we could see what the next generation of full self-driving beta is supposed to be like, V10, V11, that would be great, seeing where they're actually taking the autonomous software and not just bamboozling people out of tens of thousands of dollars. Who knows? Speaking of bamboozling people, let's RickRollionis you! Rickroll, over 1 billion! Look at that! Look at that Rickroll, over 1 billion views! Check that, Rick Astley pinning his own comment. 1 billion views for Never Gonna Give You Up. Amazing, crazy, wonderful, Rick Hart. Absolutely. Never gonna give us up, never gonna let us down. 1 billion times over, my friends. Let's make it 2 billion, okay? Thank you, Rick Astley, and thank you, Xbox, for trying to forge ahead with stuff that Stadia is just never gonna do. Xbox Game Pass now getting an Android TV home screen icon, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but in order to get Xbox Game Pass to work on Android TV, you had to sideload it into the TV, and the application wouldn't actually appear on the home screen. But nay, Microsoft has gotten it pushed through, so now you have a home screen icon, which likely means that there's going to be support for an official Xbox Game Pass app that's going to be coming out sometime in the near future. Instead of having to sideload the Android version onto the TV, it can now probably be done as the regular version in some update coming soon, which just means we're one step closer to the Samsung Smart Fridge actual Xbox Game Pass app. I'm waiting for it, unless Xbox and Samsung collaborate and they ship out that giant Xbox Series X fridge that they gave to iJustine, and then they slap a screen on there that's the Samsung thing, and then they have the Xbox Game Pass. That's the right way to do it, and then it's cooled in the fridge, all right? I know fridge cooling's not a great idea, but sometimes it works out. And Nvidia is hoping that AMD stuff's not gonna work out, especially in the next generation of GPUs. Why don't you go check out yesterday's episode of Hot News where I covered that, and I will see you back here on Monday for another episode of Hot News with your breakfast, my friends. Let me know what you're eating for your breakfast down below in the comments. I want to hear from you, and I'll catch you on Monday, my friends. Cheers.